to another episode of the Comics Around the World podcast. As always, I'm your host, Orion Scott Comics, aka Mateo. And like in every other episode, I'm accompanied by
Frankie. How's it going, dude?
Pretty good.
How have you been?
Pretty good. I just rewatched The Flash yesterday.
I also rewatched The Flash, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Did your opinion, change at all?
It did change. It did change. I would bring my rating down, actually.
Oh, okay.
I would make it, I think I would, I don't know, I think I gave it a 6.5. I think I would give it a 5.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a 5.
Damn. I'm kind of the opposite. My rating went a little bit higher. Because I remember saying how I was like teetering between a 7.5 and 8.
You did.
So as of right now, it's at a 8.5 out of 10.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I'm at a solid 5. It went to a 5 for me.
What made you like it less?
I don't know what it's not even that I liked it less. I think I was just being too generous. I think
okay.
I was having fun talking about it, and I think I just gave it higher than I thought it was, because I rewatched it and I was like, damn, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
it's a 5 where like it's right in the middle for me. There's some okay stuff, there's some bad stuff.
So I mean, obviously I liked it a lot more my second time. I was trying to figure out why, but like I think it's just like without like the expectations of like having this movie be the catalyst for the new DCU, and it's like not having that in my head, and like expecting like crazy stuff, like crazy cameos or whatever. I just like focusing like on the story, and I liked it a lot more now. I do think the part at the end with like the multiverses colliding was, they could have just done the movie without that.
True.
Like, that whole sequence, they didn't need to do any of that. It just felt so out of place, and like I know they're trying to do like the multiverse shtick that's going on right now, and
yeah,
I don't know, it just didn't really fit in, and I just felt kind of out of place. But besides that, I just thought everything was really solid, good. I had a lot of fun with it. All
right. I mean, I do have fun, and there's fun moments for sure in there.
Yeah. I do still really like the George Clooney cameo. That's like,
I like that.
That's probably one of my favorite cameos. And obviously like the Nick Cage one was sick too. But I also saw another movie last week, and that was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I do want to discuss this, but I'm remembering something. What have you seen Secret Invasion yet?
Yes. I'm
okay.
Did the new episode come out today, or?
Oh, it did come out today. I haven't seen episode 3.
Me neither.
But I've seen the first. Have you seen the first 2?
Yeah.
I don't have like a lot of thoughts, but what do you think of the show? What's your thoughts on it so far?
So, I would, in this instance, try to make like compare it to like the comics, but I haven't read the comics, so I can't really base my judgment off like how good it is from the comics, because I know I did see something where either the director said to the writers or something along those lines, where someone told someone like who made the show not to read the comic.
Well, it's clear that they didn't, because I this is one of the first comics I read when getting like, it's not even right when I got, because like I've said before, it's like it was spurts for me until Spider-Verse and Ultimate Spider-Man, but during Infinity War I got into a quick surge of comic reading. I read Infinity Gauntlet and Secret Invasion, and I was really confused by it. I didn't really it was kind of, but I guess it's supposed to be confusing because you don't know who's who,
right?
But it's more focused on like the heroes. This is more like spy espionage, like Nick Fury doesn't have powers, and like I distinctly remember this scene where like it's the actual heroes and they're looking at the scroll versions of the heroes, and it's like older versions, so it's like I think Luke Cage used to be Power Man. It's like the Power Man suit for Luke Cage, and it's like all their old suits, and that's the scrolls. And then So it's clearly very different. But I think that's a good thing. Like,
Yeah,
you couldn't have done the comic Secret Invasion. Like, you couldn't have had all like that would have been an Avengers type movie. So
yeah. I feel like with most of the things they adapted into the MCU, they could have not done it, verbatim from the comics. Because for Infinity Gauntlet, like you said, you can't really make a movie based off of Thanos trying to win the affection of Mistress Death, and then
yeah,
like that be his sole purpose. And then, spoiler alert, if you haven't read Infinity Gauntlet or anything, but at the end, the only way of defeating Thanos is basically like Adam Warlock gaslighting him, saying like, "Yeah, you don't really want to win," and he just gives it up willingly. I'm just like, you can't make a movie out of that. A comic book, you have more leeway, but like as a 10-year saga of storytelling, that's not something you can do.
yeah.
But in the case of Secret Invasion, I didn't really like the first episode. Not gonna lie, I I fell asleep during the first episode. But then I did rewatch it to fill in the gaps, and then I saw episode 2. I really liked episode 2. I kind of like how they're taking the route of more of a political espionage thriller base for the series. It's a new take, very like Winter Soul, not Winter Soul, Winter Soldier esque. But I really like it for what it is. There's like a lot of Nick Fury in it, and we see like there's one line he said where he says like, even when I'm out, I'm in.
Yeah, like yeah.
I thought that was pretty sick. But I think overall, I like it for what it is. I do hate how they're doing Super Scroll.
Dude, I was wondering, is that what they're doing? Please don't do that.
I
Please
think
don't.
so.
Please don't do that.
What was it? It was Grootwood, Ice Giant, the Extremis, and what else was it?
Oh, don't do that.
What else was
dude,
it?
I was so worried.
Oh, and Cull Obsidian.
No,
And then I was like,
no.
yeah, I was like, there's no way they're doing Super Scroll this way, man.
Dude, I saw that and I was like, dude, are they doing Super Scroll? Please don't do him that way. Like,
it's like, I'm pretty sure in the comics, the main existence of the Super Scroll
is the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and
that's
just
the whole point.
Just having Super Scroll without the history of the Fantastic Four kind of shits on the Fantastic Four.
It's just, I saw them like, because I was watching it with someone who like doesn't know anything about the comics, and they started doing that, and I was like, no, I was like, don't do that, like,
right.
It's just that's gonna be an abomination, and I'm gonna be mad when that happens. But
just wait. At the end, the finale, it's just like the worst Super Scroll design ever.
It's gonna be atrocious, I think. I really like the ending of episode 2 because like clearly Nick Fury's wife is a Skrull, but the thing I like about it is like they don't tell us like he could know because like he's made friends with the Skrulls. It's really like a mystery. Like, does he know? Like, is she like one of the good Skrulls, or is she like behind enemy lines like with Gravik or whatever his name is? I really like that. It just kind of shows that she's a Skrull and doesn't really tell us anything. Which is my favorite part of the show. Is supposedly one of the directors said there's going to be a big reveal that I think maybe a major player has been a Skrull for a while. A lot of people think it's going to be Rhodey. Maybe we see a big reveal. But it's been like that. I said I don't have a lot of thoughts on it because I think it's been good. Like, but there's nothing really besides Super Skrull and how bad that's going to be.
I was just thinking how it could be Rhodey, where like after Iron Man 1, since they had like the casting change, what if like that was a super when like the Skrull took over as Rhodey, just like a different persona?
I think I don't know. I wonder how they'll do that, but
I feel like when it, like they say like a big reveal of like a major player is actually a Skrull, it's got to be like one like the one of the characters who's appeared in like 3 MCU movies, like in the background, like he was in school this entire time, or they've been in school the entire time. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like whenever they say like a big reveal, I'm just gotta take it with a grain of salt because it might be like
That's fair.
super lame,
That's fair.
It could have been well, now nah. I was gonna say it could have been what was it
Maria Hill?
Yeah, but like she would have turned
She's
into a
dead.
scroll. Yeah,
Yeah.
but she would have turned into a scroll like immediately after she died. So yeah, that probably couldn't work.
Also, yeah, rip Maria Hill. I mean,
R.I.P.
she's never like, I don't think in the MCU been like super notable. I really
No.
liked her in Far From Home though. That was
Yeah.
like the one time where I was like, oh, I like Maria Hill in the MCU. But
Yeah,
rip Maria Hill. Show's been
R.I.P.
solid. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about that. Now we'll talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yes. So I saw this with a group of friends, and they were all very negative about it. Like before watching it, saying like it's gonna suck, it's not gonna be good. But me being me, and I've been an Indiana Jones fan since I was 10, like
Same.
9 or 10. I've been like a die hard Indiana Jones fan. I would dress up as him, for like 5 Halloweens in a row.
That's funny.
I'm also trying to collect all the Indiana Jones comics as of right now. So I only have 2 single issues right now, but I'm working my way up. And they're not digital. They're not anything digital. So that sucks.
I have Indiana Jones #1, the Marvel. I think it's the Marvel one.
Yeah, I got one.
I've got that one.
I also have the omnibus from Dark Horse Comics, which is basically like a trade paperback, like this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, personally, I really enjoyed it. I know it's not doing well at the box office like every other movie is coming out around this time.
I was about to say, I feel like movies are just kind of not doing well in general right now.
Yeah, and this
except for Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
Spider-Verse is doing well.
I feel like Spider-Verse and Guardians 3 are like the most notable like successes of this year.
Yeah.
But everything else like just flops, and it's kind of weird because like especially with like the Flash, like granted like people like having mixed feelings about Ezra Miller, the fact that it's the DC universe is being rebooted, and
that doesn't help.
All this stuff, and like plus like I don't know, and it's like bombing this hard. And I saw something, I don't know like the validity of this, but saying like it might be the worst like box office performance in history. But I think that's kind of like because they said like they're like losing like $200 million based off of that movie.
I don't know. I think people are like, I've seen a lot of videos like talking about it. I really just think it's how insanely priced movies are nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I just think, because you got to think for like the everyday person, if they have, let's say, a spouse and just one kid, they're paying like probably over $100 between the tickets, the 3 tickets, and some concessions, and then like for my theater you have to pay for parking. Like there's so many damn,
that's crazy.
There's so many variables, and like you're easily paying over 100 if you're bringing like 3, especially most people have like a couple kids. Like I just think with streaming nowadays it's tough. Like people don't want to pay to go see the movie, especially when it'll be streaming for free in a couple months.
Exactly. Yeah, because like I remember my Indiana Jones ticket, I saw it opening on Thursday. It was almost $20 for like a standard showing, like no IMAX, like not like the Dolby thing. It's just plain 2D for almost $20, and I was like, damn, like I love Indiana Jones, but like that hurt my pockets.
Me and my friend just got a movie pass.
Oh really?
So we can see unlimited movies per month.
Was it Regal?
Yeah, Regal. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I went to Regal too, but that was like I went to my hometown because that's where like all my friends are and like my group of friends. So I don't have a Regal around here, which sucks. The only thing that's close is an AMC and a Cinemark, which is like the most expensive one, which sucks. But yeah, I like the movie a lot. It's not. I would say it's number 4 on my list of Indiana Jones movies.
It's also my number 4. I will tell you that much.
I feel like even with like before the movie came out and before I watched it, I knew that it couldn't top the original trilogy because it's the original trilogy, and it did. I feel like it was better than Crystal Skull, but
Definitely. Definitely.
I still like Crystal Skull regardless of like how bad it is. It's just it's my Indiana Jones bias. I still like it because it's Indiana Jones, and I still have fun with it.
I'm not a big Temple of Doom guy.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah, that Temple of Doom is my favorite one. The best.
I like it though.
Yeah,
I like it.
I always say this whenever someone asks like what my favorite Indiana Jones movie is, and I always say like Temple of Doom is my favorite, but like the best one, like objectively, is like Last Crusade.
Wait, what?
Last Crusade is the best.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's Raiders. It's Raiders. It's Raiders. It's Raiders. Raiders is so far above all the other ones.
I put was it Last Crusade? You got I went Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Raiders, Crystal Skull, or Dial of Destiny, and then Crystal Skull right there.
No way. Raiders number 1 easily. I think Raiders is on the roof and the other ones are like right here.
Really? Oh my god.
Actually no, I really do like the third one a lot. So
yeah, that's why it's the best,
I mean, I do really love the third one. Like
yeah, my friend also had like the cup at the end, or like the cup of Christ. Yeah, the Holy Grail.
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool because I grabbed it and like I did like the whole scene where like I dunked in like the thing of water and I drank it, and I just dumped it on my friend, just like.
I love that one.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the 20-minute opening sequence of CGI faced Harrison Ford?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was I thought it was like one of like the best parts of the movie. Yeah. I love that whole sequence. I thought it was great.
What did you think about, here's one of my most hated parts of the movie, when the villain should have got his head taken off by whatever. I mean, the train is going a million miles an hour. His head hits this metal bar, probably would have taken his head clean off. If not, he would have died on impact. And somehow he returns. Somehow Palpatine returned, and he looks perfectly normal. Why? What? That made me so mad.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Because it wasn't like a thing where like it would like speculate whether he would survive or not. No, he wouldn't. It was like I'm assuming it's not a hollow like metal rod. It's pure metal going like hundreds of miles an hour, and he gets smacked in the face with it. His head would have exploded.
He would have died instantaneously.
Yeah. I don't know. I
never understand that movies, because they could have just filmed it in a way that it actually is questionable. Like he could have just fallen off. I don't know. Like there's so many different ways instead of like instant death.
Yeah, and I feel like he could have just stayed on the train since he got derailed.
Yeah,
at the end, he could instead of him getting smacked in the head with a metal pipe at like 200 miles an hour, which would have easily killed anyone.
Here's why I really hated the opening sequence. Number one, I mean, I truly despised it.
Oh,
number one,
come on.
In the very beginning, when they reveal his face, it's like center screen. They're shining a flashlight in his face, and you can just see the CGI moving around. And I was like getting annoyed. And then when he's talking, I can tell it's his old man voice. And when he's running, he even looks like an old man. I think it was his old man self, and they CG it. And
yeah,
I just felt like the whole intro could have been explained in 2 lines of dialogue in the actual movie, and we could have just focused more on the. I like Old Man Jones. I like Old Man Indy. I wanted more Old Man Indy.
Honestly, if they had the movie instead of just the Dial of Destiny, just like the spear, and how it just completely de-aged Indiana Jones, I would have loved it. Just that scene a little longer, like 20 minutes to 40 minutes. Hell yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I liked it. Overall though, what'd you think about them traveling back in time?
I love that.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool.
My broad overview is I really didn't like the first half. Not even just like the intro scene. I just kind of the first half I found kind of boring, but
Mhm.
the second half I thought was really fun, and I like that they just because like Indiana Jones has always had the supernatural, and not that
Yeah,
that's really supernatural, but like I like that they just went crazy with it. Like
yeah.
I thought it was a ton of fun. I really loved the whole going back in time thing.
I really liked it too. My friends didn't, or like they were like on the fence about it when I saw it with them. So like I don't know how I feel about it. And I was like, it's like great, and like I personally felt like they could have ended it off there, like him being left back in time. They would have like find some way to make it work or something like that, or just like spend a little more time with like Indy and like Archimedes, since like Indy was like basically like fangirling about like the time period he's in, which I thought was really nice. But just one thing that I really didn't like was the fact that I forget what his goddaughter's name was. The
I He called her some weird nickname, but I know who you're talking about.
I didn't like when she just like blatantly just like knocks him out and like drags him back into the present, even
I liked that.
against like his like desire to like stay where like he felt like he wanted to be, and like her just saying like no, knocks him out and then brings him back. I it's not that I didn't like it. I'm just like a little iffy on it, and it's like I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that, but
I really liked
yeah,
it because like I think in the moment he wanted to stay because like you said he was fangirling a little bit over
yeah,
Archimedes, and like I think because he thought in the present day like his son and his wife were gone, and he that was just kind of him giving up. But I kind of saw it as like because she says like when Marianne or whatever comes in, she's like, I heard you were back. I think the grand or the goddaughter realized like he was kind of back. Like this whole adventure kind of brought him back. So
yeah.
she's like, shut up, knocks him out, and then brings back, and his wife comes back, and we get a happy ending. So I liked it. It was kind of like, it did make you think he was going to stay. Like,
Yeah, I was almost fully convinced that he was gonna stay in the past.
yeah,
But then again, like with like time travel and all that stuff, she even said like he would have like destroyed like the time like that like the same shtick with like every time travel movie,
yeah.
where like you can't stay in the past or else you'll mess it up and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's kind of like I'm like I know like I understand why she did that, but also like it's just like a thing that I was like at the moment I was like I don't know.
I like that part. I also liked how the final little twist is that the dial was always going to lead you there. Like he rigged
Yeah.
the dial of destiny to go back to that exact point, no matter what, to help them like win the war. I like
Hmm.
that a lot. Um, I started really enjoying it once they started to go into the cave. That's when it
Yeah.
just felt like Indiana Jones to me. Like it just felt also like. Have you ever played the Uncharted games?
I have the first three games, like the collection on my PlayStation.
You like if you're a huge Indiana Jones
Yeah, that's
fan,
why I got it. I was like, I feel like
you have to play those games. I'll
yeah,
I'll say the first game, it shows its age. It's kind of janky,
yeah.
but I
I
still
played the
highly recommend it because of the full story
yeah.
like you get from because dude like oh my god the fourth game yeah oh
I heard
my
the first game's really good.
and it's so good if you've played the first three. It's like a perfect send off.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of him reminiscing on like the first three games and like it's a really great send off and you got it, dude. You'll love the
Yeah.
Uncharted games. You'll love the Uncharted games. They're so
Yeah.
great.
I'm at the part. I think I'm like the first like 30 minutes of the game right now. And I was like playing. I was like, yeah, it feels like it's like it can feel how like dated it is, but like obviously it's like they're not gonna change like the whole gameplay or whatever. But I'm like for what I've played so far, I'm really enjoying it. I love like the adventure aspect, obviously.
The
Um,
second one is a massive step up. Most people
really,
consider the second one the best one. Um, if it like if it was remade with like modern day like Uncharted 4, it probably would be. But like the second game is such a huge step up. It's like absolutely insane. It truly feels like a movie.
damn,
Um, third one's pretty good.
yeah,
But yeah, definitely play those games.
yeah. I just like with like those type of like I guess like themes, like those like wild, like silly, goofy, like adventure stories, like Indiana Jones, The Mummy, uh, Uncharted, stuff like that. It's like something that I really like and resonate with, because I remember a couple months back, like 2-3 months ago, I was reading Justice League Elseworlds, like the first volume. Um, One of my favorite ones was basically just I'm pretty sure it was Bruce Clark and I think Selena Catwoman were going on this like adventure, like similar to Indiana Jones, Uncharted and all that stuff, and that was like my favorite one. And I feel like because when the trailer for Indiana Jones was coming out, I was obviously getting very excited for it, even when like it was first announced, like back, it was like 4 years ago when it was announced. That's why I got this game, because it just looks like Indiana Jones and like has the same feel and everything. So
Yeah.
I might have to play that game before school starts, because I already have one of my summer classes starting tomorrow, and I'm kind of dreading it because it's one of those like 5-week condensed classes, and it's like academic essay. So I'm assuming like I want to play it before I get swamped with like schoolwork this year. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
If you ever are in the mood for an Indiana Jones type thing, Uncharted's like, it wears its inspiration like front and center. Like it
Yeah.
is the most clear Indiana Jones. I don't want to say rip off, but like inspired thing ever.
I just totally forgot they are making an Indiana Jones game.
Bethesda is, yeah.
Yeah, but it's only on an Xbox, and I
True.
don't have an Xbox, and I might get an Xbox just to play that game.
I'm gonna buy an Xbox pretty soon, so
yeah. I did hear something that like I haven't looked that much into the game because I just found out they were making one yesterday, but someone said that like one of the rooms is like you basically do everything else in third person, but when it comes to action, you go to first person.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that personally, because like just like to switch from third person to first person when you're like fighting someone,
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I had to buy a PS5 for Spider-Man 2. Now I had to buy a new Xbox for Indiana Jones. Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna be poor.
Oh wait, I remember another part I thought was just really goofy. But I'm also not a navigator, so maybe it wasn't. But when they blow up the boat and get in the other one, his goddaughter does that whole thing. I thought the villain looking at them and he goes, they're going west, so they're not going to. And I was like, can he really tell that from just like, I mean,
yeah, I don't know, because I know like in like real life, like for like the police say like they're going westbound, eastbound, whatever. I don't know. It's just because they know like the roads are going which way, but like I see like a lot of people like know immediately if they're going north, south, east, or west, and I just don't understand. I don't know if it's just me being dumb, but I don't understand. Like they're like, oh, okay, I can tell they're going west just by looking at the direction they're going, but like I don't
even
know.
if he knew, maybe it was the opposite of the way they were supposed to be going. But like in my head, I was just like, they could just be trying to escape for a minute, and then they'll go where they need to go,
Yeah.
or they'll go somewhere and hop on a plane. I don't know. I was just like, okay,
yeah.
Do you really know exactly where they're going? Because
I mean, if the guy can survive a pipe to the head at 200 miles an hour, I feel like he can do anything at this point.
Really good point. He's got some kind of superpower. We just don't know it.
There's one last thing I want to touch upon, and this is the one thing that really brought down the movie for me.
Okay.
The kid.
I hated that stupid
kid.
I hated that kid.
Dude, I was like, when they first introduced him at the bar thing, I was like, I swear to God, if they're bringing this kid along for the adventure, I'm gonna lose it. And they did. And then the kid somehow like kills off like the big brute of like, the movie.
To be fair, I really liked that scene. It was actually really brutal, and I was like, damn, that kid just murdered someone.
It was brutal, but I was expecting like, how like in every Indiana Jones movie, like the Raiders, he fought that mustache like boxer guy. In the Temple of Doom, he fought like the big muscular brute, it's just like I was hoping for like another one of those, even though he's like super old. I would have liked to see that again, but I don't know. The kid really brought it down for me.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to do the whole Temple of Doom. What's his name in that movie?
Short Round.
Yeah, short round. I feel like they were trying to do that again. One of the main issues with that for me was he like he had no reason to go with them.
Yeah.
Like I kind of liked them when they were in the first town, and then I remember I was with my friend, and then they showed them wherever they go next, and I was like, why is the kid there? I was like, well, why is he going? Like, there's no reason for him to be there.
I just feel like movies nowadays just like force a kid companion to like the main like protagonist in like every movie.
I feel like they were trying to capture the short round thing again. They were like, oh,
they should have just casted Short Round again.
He should have been in the movie.
Oh, he should. He really should have. That would have been great. But I did see this meme where instead of like the portal scene in the past, when they were in the airplane, it was like a meme where like it was like a Doctor Strange portal, and we see who was it? Sean Connery, his Indiana Jones' dad, and Marcus just like peering through like the portal. I thought that was really funny, but obviously they're dead in universe. So
also, when they're talking about his dead son, wasn't Shia LaBeouf not his actual son in that movie, or was he like genuinely his son?
No, he was his son.
Oh, he was? Okay, so rip Shia LaBeouf.
I know. He just got killed off, and like, was it? I think people are saying like he enlisted in the Vietnam War. He got killed in the Vietnam War.
Damn, rip! They just killed him off like that.
Yeah.
At least they didn't kill off Marianne. Isn't that her name? Marianne. Marion, yeah.
Yeah. But at least Salah I thought Salah was great in this.
Yeah.
I loved him. He was awesome. My friend lost a bet because he thought that Salah was gonna be in the movie for 2 minutes, but nah.
He had some screen time.
Yeah, it was pretty good too. It wasn't like overdrawn or anything like that. He served his purpose in the movie, which was great, and I love how he came back at the end. It was really nice. Overall, I'd probably get the movie like a 7.5 out of 10, more or less. Probably at 7.
I'm confident. This is what I gave Flash first time, but I'm confident. This is a 6.5 for me. This is, a solid 6.5. I really liked the guy from Narcos. He just plays like the most over the top asshole-ish. The guy from Narcos is like, he was like the main bad guy's right-hand man. Blonde. He looks
the white guy?
Yeah, Hitler's Dream. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was awesome.
Yeah, I loved him. Also there the part it was just like a really funny moment for me and my friend in the theater. The absolutely insanely racist part where the main bad guy is talking to like the butler that comes into his room, and he says, I can't remember what he says. He's like something about, do you know where your people came from? And me and my friend immediately just went, looking at each other like, whoa. I can't remember what he said, but
yeah, it was something along those lines. And then like at the end of that same speech, I think he fought in like World War II or something like that.
Yeah.
And then fought for his freedom, but then Mads Mikkelsen's character said, "But are you really like free right now?" Which I thought was like interesting, but like without that whole like dialogue saying like where you come from.
Yeah, he said something. He said something like that. But he is a Nazi, so it makes sense for him to say that.
Yeah, a lot of people also don't like how they use Nazis for the third time in this movie.
I like it. I mean, it's just classic. It's classic.
Yeah, I mean, like people complaining about using Nazis again. I don't know. I feel like it's repetitive, but like it works. It works.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. They just find a way to do it like well, especially for Last Crusade. In my opinion, I think they did like bringing back the Nazis again well.
Yeah, I mean, it almost ties into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which we're about to talk about. Like, I think some things don't always have to be so deep. Like Indiana Jones punching Nazis. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get tired of watching that. Like,
that's true.
It's just simple fun. Like, not everything has to have crazy meaning. Like, it's just a good time watching that.
Very, very true. Very
like
true.
Turtles punching a ninja. It's a good time.
And unless we get into the reincarnation stuff.
Oh, and it doesn't go away in this volume, does it?
It does not. But anyways, you said it was a 6.5. I said it was a 7. they're not gonna make another Indiana Jones movie. I know they're not, but it was fun. I can't wait for the video game, and I'll definitely check out Uncharted.
Yes, definitely. You will
now,
love Uncharted.
Yeah, it seems fun right now, so I'm just gonna push through the first game and then play and then just finish the games and play number 4, which I heard was really, really good.
Ooh.
So right now, talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the IDW collection, Volume 4. So like for I think the past volume, we said we're not gonna read the tie-ins as much.
Well, I was just saying I'm not going to. I'm putting my foot down.
Yeah, I stopped reading the tie-ins too. Because I just wanted to read the main story, because I feel like whenever I read the tie-ins, it made me drop the rating down of like the main story lower than what it should be. But in this instance, for Volume 4, I just read the main issue series. Overall, what do you think about it?
I think it was another solid volume. It may be my least favorite so far, but like that's not really saying much because they've all been good.
Yeah.
So I still really enjoyed this. Overall, it's just another solid volume. Good stuff here.
Yeah.
What were some of your highlights?
I'm glad you asked. So, obviously, with like our like a little inside joke that we've been doing, where we just talk about how the turtles' noses get bigger.
Yep.
And they do get bigger.
Let's see the schnoz.
There was one. Let me send it to you on Discord. It was, I laughed out loud.
There was one that made me laugh pretty hard too. I hope this is it. I think mine was Leonardo. I don't remember.
The ones I just sent are Donatello and Mike.
Oh my god, that Donatello one is crazy.
I told you it's drooping.
Dude.
Yeah,
Mikey always has it. That specific artist always puts a huge nose on Mikey, dude.
Yeah, I feel like with the artist that's been doing this, they've just been giving the turtles different proportions. Like with Mikey, he's been giving him a big schnoz. For Donatello, he's been just giving him a massive ass, like cranium head.
He does.
But in this instance, I think this was from a one shot. The one I screenshot of Donatello was from a one shot or something. His nose is
that
so...
one I didn't see that one because I didn't read the tie-ins.
Yeah, I just skimmed through the tie-ins. There's one tie-in that I wish I kind of read to get more insight, because it's something that leads into later on. It's like let me see if I can find it. It's the it just talks about like what's going on right now on Ultra Minion, whatever it's called.
There's clearly some stuff in that final arc or whatever you want to call it with Krang and Shredder that they talk about that is definitely from the tie-ins. Mm-hmm. But again, it was nothing that made me like I still understood what was going on.
Yeah, I did want to see I did want to read it's called the Utrum. I don't know. I never know how to pronounce it.
It's like Utrum Empire.
Utrum Empire. It's like a 4-issue like series, and I wanted to read it until I found out, or it just looks like Fugitoids is very much in it, which makes sense. But I don't like Fugitoid, so I was like, yeah, never mind, whatever. I'm okay with not reading the tie-ins. And they explain it anyways, but. Yeah, it's just obviously my favorite part is just looking out what happened with the schnoz.
What happens with
we got some. It did not disappoint. It did not disappoint at all. I did like in the beginning arc where they're at April's parents' barn, how like the artwork is a little bit more simplistic with the turtles.
I liked the art there too, except for the human faces. I thought they were a little weird, but
yeah, especially with was it Casey?
I thought April looked really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like with like the simplicity of just like the turtles is just like better.
There's one part where she gets a haircut.
Yeah. I was like,
and they're all complimenting. They're all complimenting her, and I was like, oh god. I was like, Your
Yeah.
barber did you wrong. Oh
Boom.
God. Oh no. Oh no,
I
dude.
just I just don't. It's just the hair. It's the hair. I don't like the hair.
I love how all of them are like, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
Was it
yes.
like look at their look at
Oh.
Mikey?
Whoa. Actually, maybe they aren't that positive. At least in this image.
It was like you look
Eventually,
totally
yeah.
rad. I mean,
That's really nice styling.
even
And
when
then
like
Casey just goes, whoa.
yeah. And I
He's
like
not so sure.
and like with even with a simplistic style, they still give Mikey like the more defining schnoz out here.
Donatello's is still a little droopy. His is
Yeah,
still drooping a little.
and we got that just wide cranium. But yeah, uh, I was like, okay. I mean, good for her, good for them for liking it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
And it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with the short hairstyle, but it was the way it was drawn. It didn't look good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was was there a reason, or she just did it like off on a whim? I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
it was just on a whim.
Mm. Fair enough.
I really liked the issue. The whole issue is pretty much Mikey writing a letter to Woody,
Yeah,
kind of explaining what's going on.
That was really
and
nice.
There's like at the very end, it just shows him like kind of ending the letter. He's like, I think everything's gonna be okay, and like it's them kind of together, huddled around a fire, and Raphael is being nice to Alopex, who kind of is like following them in this instance and like trying to get away from the Foot Clan. I really like that. That was a great like wholesome moment.
Yeah, definitely. It was really nice because Raphael's been a really big dick to Alopex.
Yeah.
Even later on, is just like super hostile towards Alopex, which I guess I understand. But at this point, he should get the gist of she's not with them. So
yeah, she does keep getting in these crazy coincidences where like
yeah.
it does look like she's being like. I thought those coincidences were maybe just like a little too, not only frequent but like much, like because the Foot Clan attacks them while they're there, and then you like see her in the distance, and I was like, okay, like.
Speaking of like the end of that issue, what do you think about that Hawk character?
Dude,
pretty
so
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
Also, that we get, I think the coolest moment, maybe like I don't know, it was one of the coolest moments from this whole series so far, where I wrote down the bird's like, "Are you prepared for the slaughter?" And then this is like right when Leonardo comes back to being normal, and he says, "That's funny, bird. I was gonna ask you the same thing." And then he's just standing there like a badass, and I was like, "Yeah!"
I literally screenshotted that because I thought it was so cool. I'm gonna try to pull it up.
Yeah. He's just standing there, and he still has like the black
yeah, like the
tape like around him, but he's got the blue headband back, and he just looks like a badass. And I kind of wanted them to cut the bird's head off.
that would have been pretty funny.
Yes,
it's like I mean, come on, it's sick.
What a badass dude.
Yeah, I like how he still has like the wraps on and like the makeshift little padding, but I don't know. It's really cool, and I feel like this series it reminds me of Invincible in a sense of like its consistency, like on how well made it is.
It is very consistently good,
and I felt like because like I know for Volume 3, it felt like more of a chore to read it, but that was because it was Volume 2 or 3, one of those. It was more of a chore to read because I kind of forced myself to read the tie-ins.
Yeah, that'll do
it. Yeah.
If the tie-ins were written by the writers that are writing the main series, I'd probably check them out.
Yeah.
But whenever it's not written by the main writer, like I don't think it can ever hold that much importance because it always comes down to like the main writer and his story. Like they're probably they write side stories that like barely tie in to.
Yeah,
I'm definitely skippable.
Yeah, and it's like we always say this whenever we review it, but you don't need to read the tie-ins. But if you're like a completionist, you want to like read everything. I wouldn't say, at least from our experiences, no harm done.
Yeah.
But it did harm to me.
Like, it's not going to take away from anything. You
Yeah.
might really enjoy them. Some of them have a really really good art.
Hmm.
And there's some that I do kind of want to check out, but I don't know. When I'm reading a story, or I want to focus on like what the actual story is, like I don't know. Tie-ins never really do much for me.
Yeah. I liked also the scene where Mikey, because it was Mikey and Casey fixing up that motorcycle earlier in the issues, and in order to defeat, what was the Hawk's name or
Oh,
whatever it
I
is.
don't remember.
I
I
don't think.
even thought about writing it down in my notes, and I was like, nah, I don't remember his name, and that's fine. It's
Yeah, you guys get the gist.
He's a cool
But
hawk guy.
yeah, he's pretty cool. And this part was I thought was really cool, where he just uses that motorcycle and just like rams right into uh Hawkeye, whatever.
Yeah, I love that part.
That was pretty sick. I liked it a lot, and it's like something that's out of the blue, and I really liked it. But there was one thing that I didn't really like, and I don't like how the mom and the dad know like the ooze and like know or like they like worked with like that, and like they like what I mean, where they had like know-how about like stuff like that, and then they serve as like a plot to like further like their
Yeah,
investigation.
they pretty much serve as like a plot point for them to continue to like investigate the ooze or whatever. I found it just like I don't know. There's a lot of weird decisions when it comes to the humans. Like
Yeah.
they use the ooze to heal her dad. I was like, what the heck? Like I don't know. It's just, and then we've got Casey's dad coming to beat him up while he's over his mom's grave. Uh,
He has that dog in him.
I would maybe be okay with that if from the start his dad was an over the top bad guy, but at the start he's an abusive dad, and now he's an over the top. It's it's all a little much for me.
Yeah, because before I read Volume 4, I like skimmed through Volume 3 because I kind of forgot like some of the stuff that happened. Um, it's just still very jarring how he goes from was it the hospital trying to visit his son and walking away to him being Hun, the leader of the dragons and associate of the Foot Clan now, and basically nearly like right hand man to Shredder in a sense.
Pretty
Um,
much.
I'm I'm like what, and he becomes like this big hulking like superhuman.
Yeah.
I'm
And at the
like
beginning he's like that's like such a touchy subject that real people deal with, and now he's like an over the top like
goon.
yeah, and he's going to his Casey at the grave like I knew you'd be here, you're weak, and it's like what is weren't you like drunk and beating your son because you were sad about it? Like
Right.
although I do think they're going that route because there's a couple moments in here where like he's like looking at a picture of him and Casey and it
Mhm.
looks like he's sad, so like maybe they're gonna eventually get there, but the route they're taking to get there is a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't know if because right where you said like how he looks at a picture of both of them, he just crumbles up and like throws in like in the on the ground. It was like it's this panel where he's like looking at the picture, and like he hears like Shredder. What was that girl's name? Like leader of the dragons.
I know who you're talking about, the purple haired one. There's a lot of
Yeah,
names I don't remember here.
yeah. Her dad and Casey, and Shredder says, "Know that your son has limited time left." The purple hair girl's Angel.
Yeah, I think that's her name. Yeah.
Angel's dad said, "But I never thought I'd see the day where you'd be working for the same lowlife who gutted your own boy." And then Casey saying, "What kind of real man chooses a scumbag like Shredder over his son?" So I feel like having that like reminiscing on the things people are saying to him and how he's talking down, or they're talking down to him, and him being sad about like their relationship being strained, like not where it is, and then immediately cutting to beating Casey up at his mother's grave.
It's jarring. It's weird.
Yeah, that's the only part where I don't see consistency in with Hun, whatever his name is. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know. That was probably a weak. That is a weak point in the story, in my opinion.
I've got another weak point. So, I mean, we get some of the best Slash moments here. We get. I love when he's like, I want to be a hero like Mikey, and then he's like, oh, pizza's good.
Yeah.
But then they inject him with Splinter's blood, and now he's like smart and talks normal. And I don't know. I loved him being like the dumb brute. I don't know.
No,
but now
yeah.
he's like kind of got a normal brain now.
It kind of takes away like his uniqueness.
Yeah. He's like a fun, huge brute, and I really enjoyed that. And he was starting to form a personality, like I was saying. Like he's like, I want to be a hero like Mikey, and like I was enjoying that aspect. But we'll see in the future volumes. Maybe they'll change my mind.
Yeah. Another thing from that part where I just think he looks. I like it because how goofy he is. It's Pigeon Pete.
What the hell was that?
He just keeps saying hi, I'm Pete like over and over again. He just looks like super confused and lost. He just looks crazy. He's like out of it. I thought he was fun because of just how stupid he is.
He was a very interesting character.
I don't see how he fits into this, even though they did explain why he's there is because Hob and Slash they took the ooze that Splinter stole for them in order to have Splinter and Hob team up to take back Leonardo, and them experimenting with that ooze on a different animal, hence the pigeon. And they even ridicule like, why a pigeon? Because like they're like so dumb. And then he was like, we didn't have that many options. And he's just there saying like, hi, I'm Pete. I might be, I don't know. It might be like a thing towards the like, more later on in the series where Pigeon Pete saves the day in some miraculous like way.
Yeah. Pigeon Pete is the savior of the story.
He gouges out Shredder's eyes.
But my two favorite parts were the Rat King issue and then the final 2 issues or so where it's Shredder and Krang.
Yeah.
The Rat King issue I thought had the best art of this volume. I really liked how on some of the pages they had like this Victorian border.
Yeah.
It was just all really cool. Also, from what I remember of the Rat King, like I watched a lot of like the early 2000s show growing up, and he's very different from what he is here. Like here, he's like, not only is he really powerful, but he has like some ties to this, I don't know, this reincarnation stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, he can go like in between worlds, almost in like God of War with
oh yeah,
with the dwarves. That's what it reminded me of. Like he's popping like in and out. I really loved his design, his character design. He was I found that issue really, really good. It was really good. I think beforehand, it was before that issue where it was just Leonardo and Splinter just talking about how they want to go about stopping Shredder, as well as trying to figure out a plan to stop the Technodrome, because that's another thing where the fear of the Technodrome just pops out, like just pops like in saying like, oh yeah, the Technodrome is still a thing. That's still a thing, guys. Don't forget.
Yeah, and it just says so. It's said so casually by I think Donatello.
Yeah, I love the Rat King part, and then just like the meeting of Krang and Shredder was great. Like just 2 over the top supervillains that like Shredder's like kind of trying to like team up, but like of course they can't. They're just these 2 egotistical supervillains. We get to see a really cool mutant. The shark mutant was really cool.
I thought, oh my God, it's King Shark.
I really liked the like it looks like Krang kills Shredder, but then we
Yeah.
see Shredder was actually one of the little ninjas in the background. The action was really good there. Like, it was just the dialogue between them was just perfect. Like,
It
it was
was
just
great.
really great. Like,
Yeah.
just love that part.
I feel like however this ends, or if the creative team when they leave this, was it volume 13 of the collection?
I think so.
Like the big like finale battle is just like Splinter and Shredder teaming up to fight against Ultra Minion. That's what I think is good. That's where it's going to, or if they just like kill Shredder some way, because there is the thing where Splinter is like talking about ending this because he's like tired of like he made a promise to his wife in his past life where he wouldn't take revenge, but he was like that was like in a different lifetime. We're like in a different.
He's got to end it. He's got to end it now.
So I'm interested in how that plays off, and I'm excited to see like that battle like take place because the last two issues with like Shredder and Krang, this really cemented like how badass Shredder is.
Yeah,
he's really cool. He definitely has his like really strong moments, and I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, it was just a really great ending to the volume. It's what made me realize, like, I don't know, this series is just, like you said, consistently really good. There's just always really good moments that keep me intrigued.
Yeah, definitely. And I just like, waiting to see like what different proportions the artists would give the turtles.
What schnozzers we'll see.
I don't know.
The art is always jumping around to different artists, so you always get to see different schnozzes, different
head sizes. Different haircuts.
Yeah. But I don't know. Overall, like I feel like this volume was kind of all over the place, but still had a really good time with it.
Yeah.
I would give this one a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I'll do a 4 out of 5 as well. Like you said, it does jump around quite a bit, and I'm not that big of a fan of Slash just having sentience. Essentially, competent sentience, and what was it? It was something else that. And Han was that whole thing. It's just weird to me.
Yikes.
But I'm so interested to see how that plays out. I'm so interested to see if April's dad has like any like side effect with the ooze, because I feel like
is he going to become a supervillain now?
Oh my god! If that happens, I'm gonna be so upset because I feel like, granted that they said that the ooze that she had was just purely the healing portions of it. I feel like there's gonna be something like lingering in the ooze that hasn't been discovered yet, and something will happen with her dad. I don't know. I feel like that might happen, but also might not happen. Only time will tell. And I hope we see more of the Rat King later on.
Yeah, I think we will. I just like the how he's done here. Like he paralyzes them, and the rats go over them, and then they like see almost like hallucinations, kind of reminding me of like maybe like Scarecrow a little bit. I don't know. He's done really well here, and I'm definitely excited to see more of him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that's all I gotta say. I'm just looking forward to see some of these storylines getting more developed as we go, because we're not even halfway done yet for this series. We're not even halfway done.
Yeah, we're almost volume. Yeah.
Was it volume 5? We're almost at the halfway point, so I'm excited to see how this all plays out. I'm excited to see how Pigeon Pete plays off later on in the series. How the mutant army Hobbs is trying to do plays out. Just everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts that are all really interesting. So
yeah, I don't know how I feel about the because I feel like Angel now is gonna be her own person because she has like the suit now.
She'll get a mini series. She'll get a tie-in.
I'm actually gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna look it up right now. Gary, I bet my whole life savings she has like her own like 4-issue miniseries.
Oh yeah, she's definitely, or at least a little one shot.
Yeah. So overall, yeah, 4 out of 5. Feels good. It's just a consistent story that's really good. It doesn't really fall down too
Yeah,
much. It's not, there's no like big dips in it like most ongoing series might have. Like I said, it reminds me of Invincible on how it's consistent and like there might be like a little like small little dips in it, but like nothing that like would ruin the whole series or anything like that.
I agree.
Alrighty, so now we will be talking about the next mini series we will be reading. And let me pull up the wheel real quick. So we got the following options. We got Superman Kryptonite, Dark Knight Returns. Everyone knows how much I love that one. Underwater Welder, Hulk Gray, Thanos Wins, and Cosmic Ghost Rider by Donny Cates. Mr. Miracle by Tom King. Green Lantern Earth 1, Superman Brainiac, Cosmic Odyssey, and Annihilation Scourge.
All right.
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh no! 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 No!
The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh man!
Let's go, dude.
Well, I'm
You
fuming.
just got torched on TikTok. It's only right.
That is true. That is true. Well, there you have it. Our mini series we're gonna read next. It's good old Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns.
I am just seething with excitement right now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe my opinion will change.
Maybe.
I don't think it will.
I've never read it. Never read it.
Oh yeah, you never read it. Yeah.
It is time.
It is time to revisit it after 4 years now. Since I last read it. Since I last reread it. So, yeah. So we got our new series reviewing on a future episode that we'll do. Make sure I feel like it's gonna be very entertaining because if it's your first time reading it and it's gonna be my third time suffering through this because I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. I don't know. It's just maybe it might redeem myself. There are cool scenes in it. You did see the anime movie, right? Not even the animated movie.
Nope.
All right. So I won't say anything, but there are some scenes that I really like. I guess I'll just allude to it. I won't give too much away, but it was the operating table scene was really cool, and that's all I gotta say about it for now. We'll see. We will see, and we'll see in this upcoming month. I think.
Yeah, next episode. I think. I'm excited.
A lot sooner than I thought, but I think that's it for today. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
This episode won't be posted until tomorrow, so therefore I can talk about this. I'm posting on TikTok today a new giveaway. It's going to be 8 DC trade paperbacks. Ooh. There's a lot of really good ones in there. There's All-Star Superman.
Very nice.
There's Flashpoint. There's I think it's called Beyond Flashpoint Beyond. It's a recent series they did expanding the Flashpoint universe. I have The Flash by Grant Morrison in there. That trade paperbacks in there.
Very nice.
There's a lot of really good DC trade paperbacks in there. So if you're a DC fan, if you like collecting trades, definitely enter. You'll just have to follow our TikTok, like the video, and comment on the video. We just announced our last giveaway winner, so we'll be doing. Yeah, it'll be on our TikTok at ComicsRTW. So be sure to enter the giveaway.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, ComicsRTW, same name. I'm always on there. So, and might as well just announce it now because I'm going to do it the day of this recording today. But, it's going to be released tomorrow. But I will be converting my Instagram into the ComicsRTW Instagram. So definitely check us out on there. Same name, ComicsRTW. Make sure to keep a lookout on any announcements we're going to make on Twitter, TikTok, or on Instagram. Next episode is going to be I'm excited for next episode. Next episode's gonna be a really good one. We're gonna talk about Dark Knight Returns, and then we're gonna spin the wheel for the next comic book movie we'll be watching and reviewing.
Also, I don't know if it'll be on the next episode, but on the soon episode, you'll have a package from me to open.
Oh yeah.
I will. It was originally going to be The Flash by Mark Waid omnibus. It is something different.
Okay.
And it's something you will like better.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. Also,
awesome.
the Nova action figure, but you already know about that.
Oh yeah. I'm excited for that one.
But you will like this better, I guarantee it. And you can't open it till we're recording. That's the only...
A nice live unboxing on the podcast. I can't wait to see it. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it does come in before next episode. So it'll be a really nice little touch. But that is it for today. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, which is now brand new, Twitter, and on TikTok at ComicsRTW for all 3 socials. Make sure to check out your local comic book shops for any of the cool things that you're witnessing on this podcast. Like if you want to pick up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, IDW
the Dark Knight Returns, if you want to pick up the...
Oh, hell yeah. Make sure to pick up that. Oh, speaking of which, I went to Ollie's a couple weeks ago, where it's like that bundle they did with like the New 52 Harley Quinn, the Batman Court of Owls, where like they had like the comic book and like the mask. I have the Dark Knight Returns mask.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I put that on whenever I just whenever. So I'll probably wear it throughout next episode.
Yeah, do it. You at least got to put it on.
Yeah. So I am gonna do that. Breaking news right now. I'm gonna be wearing the Dark Knight Returns cowl the entirety of next episode because I hate myself.
I love that. Whenever we review, I'll make this. Whenever we review, actually, I won't do it for the whole episode. Whenever we review Amazing Spider-Man 2, I will wear my Electro mask. I have the blue Electro mask from Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'll at least put it on.
That's gonna be great. I'm excited for that one. But yeah, make sure you check out your local comic book shops if you guys want to check out any of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics that we're talking about, or if you want to read Dark Knight Returns, and then once we give our review about it, make sure you comment down wherever we are on your opinion on it. I know a lot of people love it. A lot of people say it's the best both Batman comic and the best DC comic, which I both strongly disagree with a burning passion.
Maybe hey, I'm just saying, you never know. Things could change. It could be like from Always Sunny, for Danny DeVito. He's like, oh my god. He's like, I get it. What if you're reading it and you have that moment? Oh my. It just all.
Oh man.
Could happen.
The day that happens is, I don't know. I can't picture a reality where that happens, but maybe. But yeah, definitely check out your comic book shops, or if you want to check out your comics digitally, go to what's it called? I forgot. What's it called? Comixology.
Comixology, yeah, Marvel Unlimited, DC, whatever, DC Unlimited, whatever they have.
Or if you want something free, go to your local library, get a card, and then log in to hoopla.com. Free comics. There are a lot of them.
Nice.
It's very convenient, very, very convenient. And plus, you're helping your local library.
True.
With that being said, again, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok, ComicsRTW. Make sure to check out our next episode next week. And remember that comics run the world.